Good morning, football lovers. How are you guys? How are you, football lovers? Batandi Betiski. Welcome to the platform Total Football. We are previewing the match between Benin and South Africa. Benin versus South Africa in the World Cup 2026 World Cup Qualifier, right? It's a match that is taking place. Actually, it's the top of the clash, right? It is the clash that is top of the table clash, right? As you know, Benin and South Africa are on equal points, right? So we are previewing the match. Benin are the host, but they are hosting in Ivory Coast, right? The match will be played in Ivory Coast as a neutral venue. That's where Benin is hosting South Africa, because unfortunately Benin is one of those African countries which do not yet have a stadium, right? Do not have a stadium that is fit to host a match like this one. Meaning they don't have a stadium that is meets the specifications in terms of the quality, right? Okay, so the match is taking place on the 25th, 25th of March, right? All right. So South Africa and Benin will have a top of the table Group C clash, as I've already said, in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers when they meet at the Felix Houphouët-Boigny Stadium in Abidjan, right? In the Ivory Coast on the evening of Tuesday, the 25th of March. Kickoff is at 6 p.m., right? Central African time, okay? Then look at the match background, right? South Africa claimed top spot in Group C on Friday evening, right? When they defeated Lesotho by 2-0 in Polokwane, right? Bafana Bafana had to enjoy a frustrating first half, right? So the first half of Lesotho was very ultra defensive, right? And they frustrated Bafana Bafana in that first half, right? Of the match, before goals from Relebile Mofokeng and Jaden Adams took them to victory in the second half, right? We know South Africa against Lesotho scored in the second half, right? From Relebile Mofokeng and Jaden Adams. And must say congratulations to them, because that was actually their first international goals, right? Both Relebile Mofokeng and Jaden Adams, right? Okay. All right. Then, in terms of the log standing, right, in Group C, right? Okay, this is a group that is made of 6 teams, right? 6 countries, right? South Africa currently number 1, right? After having played 5 matches, South Africa, they've accumulated 10 points, right? With a goal difference of positive 3, right? Okay, Benin actually at position 2, right? Having played a similar number of matches, which is 5 matches, they've accumulated 8 points, right? They've accumulated 8 points. They've, in terms of their goal difference, they've got a +1 goal difference, right? Okay. Benin actually played, right? Benin played on Thursday, right? Because Bafana Bafana played on Friday. So Benin played on Thursday against Zimbabwe, right? Actually, the match that was played in South Africa, what is this? Moses Mabhida Stadium in KwaZulu-Natal. Because again, Zimbabwe, Benin, and Swaziland, those are the countries that currently do not have the stadiums that meet the FIFA and CAF specifications, right? So Benin had claimed top spot the day before, thanks to a 2-2 draw away to Zimbabwe in a neutral venue, which is in Durban, right? With Steve Moni and Dodo Doku scoring to put the Cheetahs in charge before the Warriors stuck back via Knowledge Musona and Marshall Munitz. And we know that Knowledge Musona used to play for Kaizer Chiefs, and Marshall Munitz used to play for Orlando Pirates, right? Along with Nigeria's 2-0 away win over former leaders Rwanda, right? Because coming into this match, Rwanda were on top, right? They were on top. Then they were hosting on Saturday, right? No, actually Friday or Saturday. Rwanda hosted Nigeria, and Rwanda lost by 2-0 to Nigeria, right? So along with Nigeria's 2-0 away win over former leaders Rwanda in Kigali on Friday, right? Through the goals by Victor Osimhen, so that Victor Osimhen scored a brilliant brace, right? A brilliant brace against Rwanda, right? The result have seen Group C take a more definable shape, right? Now the group is beginning to take shape now, beginning to see that who's who now in terms of the group standings, right? As I've already said, that South Africa are top with 10 points, then Benin are second with 8 points, then are followed by Rwanda with 7 points, then we've got Nigeria with 6 points, right? And even Lesotho are on 5, right? Still about in contention for qualification, while Zimbabwe is on 3, appear to be destined for the wooden spoon. Unfortunately, chances of qualifications for Zimbabwe appear to be very slim, right? Okay. what the teams are, and look in terms of the two teams coming to this match. To start with the host team, which is Benin, right? Benin are coached by Hornot Raw on the challenge of facing South Africa. That's what the coach had to say. You can say they are favorites, especially South Africa, but we shall see. But for us, we are preparing well. Close quote. That's what the Benin coach said, right? In terms of the South Africa, know that South Africa Bafana Bafana is coached by Matala, Hugo Bruce, right? They're coached by Hugo Bruce, right? This is what he had to say before this match, right? I'm very happy with the performance of my team and the pre-meeting that maybe against Lesotho we have to fight more than to play football, but we did good. We are first in the group, now 2 points ahead. I think this is a good situation. This is what the South African coach had to say, right? Let's look at the key players, right? And again, we start with the home team, the host, which is Benin, right? They've got a veteran striker known as Steve Morney, right? He netted his third goal of the World Cup qualification for this campaign last week when he scored the opener in the 2-2 draw against Zimbabwe, right? Morney has already stung Bafana's defense in this campaign and will fancy doing so again in this key group C clash. Meaning he has already scored against Bafana in the first league, right? Then in terms of South Africa, you can see you've got your Mufukeng as the key players, the Jaden Adams as well, right? As we know, with his industry and energy in midfield, Jaden Adams helped South Africa dominate their match against Lesotho on Friday. And he also scored his first goal for Bafana Bafana. The 23-year-old will target another powerful display in Abidjan on Tuesday evening. Now let's look at the head-to-head, right? The head-to-head between these two countries. In the head-to-head stats, Benin and South Africa have met in just 2 previous matches. The most recent was the World Cup Qualifier, like I've already said, the first round, right? From earlier in this Group C campaign, which Bafana Bafana won by 2-1 in Durban in November 2023, right? With goals from Pesitau and Khudiso Mudau, right? Of course, Benin's goal was scored by the veteran Steve Morney, right? While the first was a 2004 Africa Cup of Nations, remember where Pele Nomvete scored a brace, right? With a brace from Nomvete. It was played in Tunisia. Tunisia were hosting the 2004 Africa Cup of Nations. So South Africa and Benin were in the same group, right? So yeah, this is how things look for two teams, these two countries coming into this match. And yeah, tell me guys, do you think South Africa will emerge as winners? Because I mean, if South Africa emerges as winners, then this clears their path, right? This clears our path to South Africa towards the World Cup qualification and all that. So do you think we'll come back with a win, right? We'll come back with all 3 points in Ivory Coast. Do you think the fact that this match is being played in Ivory Coast instead of Benin, which makes it a neutral place, do you think that will work in South Africa's advantage or not? Tell me, what do you make of that, guys? And thank you very much for tuning in. Please remember to subscribe and remember to comment, remember to share and like. Thank you very much, guys. Siyabonga bathandi bediski.